This is the Town of Fairfield Historic District Commission. Somebody's, I can hear myself speaking. So can everyone mute themselves, please? Thank you. All right, start over. This is the Town of Fairfield Historic District Commission. The date is December 8th, 2022. This meeting was noticed the Fairfield Citizen on November 25th. And I think attendance, starting with Chris Shea.
Present.
Thank you. Darren Raymond Lott.
Present.
Thank you. Regina Negron.
Present.
Thank you. Art Gravanis. Do not see Art. George Clark.
I'm here.
Thank you. Thank you. Jim Bohan. Again, I can hear myself. Jim Bohan. You're muted, Jim. Jim Bohan, you're muted. Or you have no sound. Okay, I see Jim, but he's having audio problems. And Alyssa Stack.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. And I am Adam Cliver, Commissioner. Let me see, we have 4 commissioners, so 1 alternate. The alternate sequence is Clark, Stack, Bohan. There's only 1 item in the agenda, so George Clark will be voting on this application. Or it does not show up. Anyway. First item on the agenda is Jane Biles, 360 Old Post Road in Fairfield. For property located at 360 Old Post Road in Fairfield, and the application is for A, remove screen door on front door, B, remove small handrail, C, expand front door stoop 2 feet in width and 18 inches in depth, D, add 1 sconce to front door, E, change front walk from bluestone stepping stones to small gray native stone gravel, F, change picture window and solid door combo in side yard to wood French doors, and G, change mudroom door from solid door to divided light door. Is there someone here to present the application for 360 Old Post Road?
Oh, that's I'm Jane Bayless. Hi.
Bayless, sorry. Hi.
Hi, that's okay. We turned in all the materials you need. What exactly do you need us to present?
Well, you have to present, so you have to, I can bring up the application if you like on the meeting, but then you just walk us
that'd be
through your
great.
application and tell us what you want to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm not very Zoom, what do you call it? Savvy. So thank you. If you'll share the document, that would be great.
Second.
This is why I have college children, so that they can pull up documents for me. They do it in at much greater speed than anyone over the age of 30.
I don't know. Adam's pretty good. He's over 30.
Yeah, well, if you do it enough, but I, when you just keep asking someone who's really good at it to do it for you, you never learn.
Okay.
Okay, should we go point by point? What's the best way for your?
Yes, if you want to go through each line item, that'd be great.
Yeah, okay. hold on, let me just pull up the list
You just tell
again.
me where you want me to go and I'll move to it.
Okay, the screen, do you have the first item as the screen door, screen on the front door?
Okay.
Yeah, there should be a picture of the front of the house as is.
Yeah, there it is.
That's it. So you can see the,
Can you just, also both of you just identify yourself for the record, please?
I'm Paul Bayless,
Thank you,
husband of this beautiful woman to my left.
Thank you. Go ahead.
All right, so so just remove the screen door because you're losing, you know, the visual on the front door, and I think it's more true to the history of the home to not have the original door blocked. And then the handrail with, I think, added at some point. So we'd also like to remove that to keep it true to just the symmetrical look of, you know, to have a symmetrical front of the house. The stone path is slightly disrepaired and just was suggested to us that it would just be safer and easier for the mail and visitors and whatnot if that were replaced. Really just meant to be very similar, but just a little safer, more even, solid, and new. But done in the same materials and just big enough to be a little safer, but not change the appearance at all. I know that a lot of original salt boxes do just have the one light fixture, but I have seen it done quite successfully. And at our last historic home, we did go for the symmetrical look of just adding a second fixture on the front. And then also for safety and a preferred aesthetic would be removing the uneven stepping stones and replacing those with native pebble gravel. And I think that's it on the front.
Okay.
Okay, this is the back of the side of the house as it's listed on the application. There was an addition made to the original 1940 Cameron Clark structure. Probably, I'm guessing it was in the 70s or 80s. And a lot of the details, especially in the interior, but also the exterior, didn't seem to be in keeping with, to us, the look of the front, and also weren't the best quality materials. So we'd like to replace the window, which has fuel, energy efficiency issues, and also better egress to outside by removing the door and just putting in beautiful wood paneled doors, which with historic hardware on them. And I think it will improve the look and also have better egress to outside and bring more light into the home. And then we would paint them the same color as what we will eventually paint the house, which we'll get approval on before we make a decision on house color, choosing from a shade that would be appropriate to the era. And what else? Anything else?
Um,
I hear something.
I can hear them, but they
and
can't.
if that's it, then can go around the table and ask.
Oh, I'm sorry, the side door also was part of the addition. It's that little edge right here. That would be exchanging a door that was put on in the 1980s edition and just changing it for a door with windows on it so we can see. Everyone uses that door. It's at the driveway. And so it just makes sense to be able to see who's there. And it's an attractive, also historically accurate wood door with historic hardware on it and would be painted.
Okay, just so you know, we don't have any jurisdiction over paint colors.
Oh, you don't? I thought
No.
it was in Beacon Hill.
No.
We're very interested in keeping it to, era appropriate colors. So just rest assured that we won't paint it purple or anything crazy if we paint.
That's good to hear.
No worries. We're looking to shine up this gem, not change it dramatically. Just we really would like to increase the curb appeal, and it's such an important corner for the district, and it's such an interesting history to the home. we're just really looking to respect that history, but make it safe and, energy efficient while still looking appropriate to the time period.
Very good. Chris, you have any questions?
Yes, I do. Thank you for your presentation. On the first part of the application, the front elevation of the existing home, you plan to add a light fixture. I noticed the wires already there for the light fixture.
What?
Do you have a
There's a-
light already selected, and does it match the existing fixture, or are you gonna change them both so that they're both the same?
They will both be the same or match in very similar look or, design.
Typically, we would like to see a cut of the fixture that you're proposing to install.
Okay.
So, I guess unless you're gonna match it exactly, I'd probably want to see what you're proposing.
Okay, would that be at a separate time or can I show you what we did at our 1916 home in New Canaan now? Is that an appropriate time to show?
I think the light fixture would have to be as part of your application. So we have it on
Okay.
record, so unfortunately we can't, accept during the meeting.
Oh, no, that's okay. I'm just asking.
The wire issue probably happened because I asked the electrician to make sure that we could get the wire out there. I did not tell them to put the wire out there, which is sometimes
I'm ready to go
part
outside
of-
and look because
part-
I'm like, wait,
part-
what are you
which
talking
is-
about the wire?
which is somewhat part of some of the issues that we've been facing because we are doing work inside the house at the same time that we're waiting for these approvals.
Sure. Okay. And then my other question on expanding the front stoop, are you gonna, you say you're gonna expand it, make it 2 feet wider, so is it like a foot on each side?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's too small, really.
Okay.
It's not the right scale for the house, and it is in disrepair. I mean, I suppose we could have just done a repair on it, but since we have to, we figured that we would do it to the correct proportions when we did that repair.
Okay. And as far as the front walk goes, so I guess you don't like the way the bluestone is now, and you want to change it to you say a native stone gravel. So the historic district thinks that like crushed bluestone or trap rock is an inappropriate material, but if you're going to use like a native stone, that would be okay.
Yes,
I
that's
just-
what we,
That's the plan.
and we read that. We read the historic guidelines extensively, and that was we took that from the approved materials, and we agree with you on that. It would be native, like pea gravel.
Okay, just because when you say gray native stone, a lot of people use like crushed trap rock and
No.
that's that, okay.
No.
All right, great. And then going to the other elevation on the side of the home where it looks like they've already kind of created or been working on the rough opening for that for this proposal. So the plan is to remove the existing door that's there now.
Correct. Because
And-
it will be replaced with
Yes.
with the French door that opens.
Right, I got that. However, there's a stoop now that exists at that door, and there's no stoop at the new proposed doors. So are you going to remove the existing stoop, and do you plan to add a stoop for the new doors?
The answer
I
is
didn't see that
yes.
on the application. I'm sorry, what?
The answer is yes, but we probably won't be doing that, and we would obviously have to propose that. But yes, the answer is yes to that.
Okay.
There-
All right. Thank you very much.
What's that?
Darren, do you have any questions?
No, thanks for talking us through it.
Thank you. Rosina, questions?
No, my main question was the scones, and Chris already asked. Thank you.
And George?
No questions. Thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you. Thank you all for taking the time to be on this commission. We're really excited to be in the historic district.
Jim, questions?
My audio's out, Adam.
Well, we can hear you. Do you have any
Oh,
questions? Do you have any questions?
No questions. Beautiful house. Good luck with it. Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you so much.
Alyssa, questions?
I don't have any questions, but you mentioned your New Canaan house. So if you're new to town, welcome.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we're thrilled to be here. We were in New Canaan 20 years, and I've covered this region a lot for my job and fell in love with Fairfield about right after Sandy. I was assigned a photography assignment in Fairfield Beach and kind of got under my skin for 12 years. And as soon as our daughter finished high school, we found this gem. It was the first house we looked at, and it seemed perfect for what we were looking for. And we're really thrilled with the neighborhood and really the whole spirit of the community. It's been wonderful.
Great. So I have one question about the gravel walkway. Do you intend to put any sort of edging?
No, we did it at our old house and there was no edging. We
Okay.
sort of replicated also, we know this isn't under your purvey, but we have a beautiful, or had at our old house, a really beautiful perennial garden, a continuous bloom garden based on sort of like a Sissinghurst, something's always coming up, wildflower, pollinator pathway, pretty flowers. And so we've added a flower bed, and it's a little bit amorphous in the lines that we used for it. And we use that same path that at our old home, that the gravel just goes in between, and it's a very casual, but pretty kind of, traditional to an English garden or a, Connecticut home to have a pretty garden in the front, and the pathway just sort of gets lost. And I think it will really increase the curb appeal of the home, which I think is very charming in and of itself, but was formerly, the former landscaping was very stark and not a lot of lines and edges and colors. So we hope that you'll be delighted when the spring flowers start coming in to share our garden with us, because we worked really hard
I
on
mean, for sure,
getting it over.
if you've seen the wire that I haven't even seen, you probably noticed all the plantings in front of that house, our house at the moment. So it's actually will be quite different as we get into the spring, and I think you guys are gonna pretty appreciate that it will be there.
Great, thank you.
Pardon?
So I look forward to seeing it.
Oh, thank you. It's the stick season now. So we transplanted things and separated everything in the fall and moved in, coordinating so that that we could transplant. That was one of our things. We delayed our moving out of our old house so that we would be able to bring a lot of the flowers and separate the things that had come to mean a lot to us in our old home. So it's constant, like roses and
So for sure, the
Everything.
path in between it is going to be nice, because that's our thing.
yeah, we take a lot of pride in the garden. So we hope that it's something that becomes pretty for the neighborhood as well.
Great. Okay, I did not receive any letters in favor of this application, and I did not receive any letters opposing this application, so the hearing is closed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for working on this.
Okay. Now we'll move on to the consideration. That's the only item on the agenda, so
All right, and we'll get things, once we know the elevation and everything on the back, we'll, come up with a few things. We might have to do some repairs or replace our fence and things like that. So we'll refer to the handbook and go through the policy. And we apologize for any lapses when we weren't sure what to do when we first moved in. So we're really excited to to be a part of this and to get to know everybody and enjoy the neighborhood.
Great, thank you. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Be happy to answer.
Thank you so much.
I
We
did.
really-
I have one quick question. Do you know when the deadline for the next set of proposals are? Because I have some things that I couldn't add to this because it wasn't timely enough. So I just want to know what that
It's the 21st.
21st. Okay, perfect.
December. It's 3 weeks and 1 day is the deadline for submitting.
Okay.
And the meetings are the second Thursday of every month.
Okay.
Great. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
And hopefully next year we'll be doing more in-person meetings and fewer online, but we'll see.
Okay.
You can't beat the commute. Either way is a good commute for us.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, so considering Jane Bayless, 360 Old Post Road in Fairfield for property located at 360 Old Post Road, to A, remove screen door on front door, B, remove small handrail, C, expand front door stoop 2 feet in width and 18 inches in depth, E, add 1 sconce to front door, E, change front walk from bluestone stepping stone to small gray native stone gravel, F, change picture window and solid door combo and side yard to wood French doors, and G, change mudroom door from solid door to divided light door. Make it a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve A, B, C, E, F, G as presented and deny D without prejudice.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, Rosina. Makes the motion and Darren seconds. Any discussion?
What did you guys think of the light cuts on the doors? They're horizontal instead of vertical. And the, like the mudroom door, very horizontal, and the other doors, the 4 wide unit, they're 2 wide, 5 high instead of 3 wide, 5 high. And I don't know how historically accurate that is. I just wonder what your thoughts are on that. The existing windows on the home are more traditional. They're more vertical, the light cuts.
I would agree about the light cuts. I think they are a little out of proportion, drawn the way they are.
And if you look at the elevation of the Old Post Road elevation of the home, looks like the double hung windows are, very small light cuts. They're basically 4 wide, 3 high on the upper sash, and 4 wide, 3 high on the lower sash. So they're really like 12 over 12, and they're kind of small square lights, and they kind of match the transom over the front door. And I just think that these new proposed lights sizes are, that not only are they a lot larger than the existing windows, they're horizontal instead of vertical. So I didn't think that was appropriate for this particular property.
I mean,
Could you bring up the application again,
yeah, sure.
please? Perfect, thank you.
And the French doors are not quite, I don't know if they're rectangular, but they're definitely square. This one, they're more horizontal.
Right.
I mean, I think we
You're-
could stipulate, if this, I think, is a condition or agreed upon, is instead of 2x5, we go, 3x5. 3 across.
Yeah, 3 wide, 5 high.
Yeah.
And then how about and same thing, I think, if you
Well, it's
did 3 wide,
So 3x4.
3 wide, 4 high on that, it would seem to make it a lot more in keeping with the look
I
of
think
the.
it looks it's like a very contemporary, that style.
But will we stipulate for them how lights will be divided, or just allow them to maybe play with different portions and kind of give them the chance to maybe revise it themselves?
Well, I don't think there's a whole lot of options.
People, are we talking about windows on the rear of the house?
Is this Jim?
Front door
Yeah.
and in the side.
Jim, you can't, you're not voting on this, so you can't
Okay.
be part of the conversation. Sorry.
So I think to Adam's point, I mean, right now there's one vertical muntin in each door panel. And the proposal would be to add a vertical muntin to each door panel so that they're they're all 3 wide instead of 2 wide. And the horizontal muntins good the way they are.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. And the windows should be probably similar, since their side door and the back door are visible in the same plane. Have a consistent look.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's better than, who's got their, I think it's better to stipulate the divisions that we think are appropriate, as opposed to, denying it and coming back and having them go through the whole process again. If they don't like the stipulation, they can always come back, and try and revise it.
Well, it sounds like they're going to come back next month anyway.
Yeah. But they're already this is another one of those cases where they've started the work without a COA,
No,
Not
I
that that should be
understand.
that should be an excuse or anything, but
I just feel that denying without prejudice and giving them the option to completely revise might be a little bit better than stipulating and then them coming back anyway, because they might not like the 3x5s, or maybe they come back with a completely different option that's custom or whatever the case may be.
well, they also may already have purchased the doors.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not. I mean, that's not on us.
No, you're right. It's not.
Chris, you're unmuted.
My Wi-Fi dropped out, so I'm back, but I was gone for a minute or two.
We're just talking about stipulation versus
We missed-
denying without prejudice.
Yeah, I mean, I presume that they haven't already ordered these. However, because of lead times, they may have.
That's not really our problem. You shouldn't consider that. We should be considering what's appropriate and just considering what's correct. I think it's the right thing to do.
I would agree.
So then I would not vote in favor of the motion that's on the table, and I think we should have a new motion. So I would vote
Can
against.
I adjust the motion, or do
Yeah.
we need to vote?
Yes, you can revise you
Modify.
can revise it if you want. Amend your
So-
motion. amend your.
So let's revise it to approve.
So we're revising the motion? I'm sorry, my
Yes,
kids
we're
are.
gonna make an amendment to the current motion on the table.
Okay,
A, B, C as presented and deny without prejudice.
I'm sorry, there's an echo, so the motion is to approve A, B, C, and E as presented and deny without prejudice D, F, and G.
C, F, and G. Yes.
Okay. Do you second that, Darren?
I'll
Yeah,
second that.
So Darren seconds that.
Yes.
Okay, any more discussion? Okay, then. No more discussion. We'll take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Denied? Abstentions? Motion passes unanimously. Okay. Need to approve the minutes from November's meeting. Zena, Alyssa, Jim, George, myself, and Darren were here, so we can get a motion to approve those.
I'll make a motion to approve as submitted.
Darren makes a motion to approve. Second,
I'll second it.
Second that.
who's that?
Can I make a comment?
Yeah, do we have a second now?
I'll second it.
Okay, Jim seconds. Yeah, go ahead, Rosina.
You received by any chance from anyone on Old Post Road any comments about this draft minutes?
I'm sorry.
You received any comments from anyone on Old Post Road, Oprah, or anyone about the draft minutes?
Yes. I did. I received something from, no, not really. No, not regarding the draft minutes. I mean, I did receive something from Ancatis, but that's for the
What about Henry?
September. From Henry?
Henry.
Yeah, but not regarding the minutes. Wait, let me see. Yeah, but nothing, I mean, he's just commenting on the minutes.
I thought
I do have a letter from him that I'm
Yeah.
gonna read later.
because what I understood was that it was regarding the minutes. So
Well, it was something in the minute. I mean, if you like, I can read read his letter. I'll read it right now if you'd like. This is,
it's up to you, but
yeah, I mean, I'll read it if you're interested in hearing it now. It's fine. So this is from the Old Post Road Area Association, from the chair, which is Henry Backey. Adam, the minutes from the last meeting regarding the Montana application documented the following. Mr. Gravanis said, the setback issue is on our purview and agrees with Mr. Russo that it's a constitutional taking. In summary, they have proved their burden and should get a COA. I would argue as a former historic district commissioner that the setback of any historic district project is definitely in the purview of the Historic District Commission, and that the commission should, rather than state whether the approved setback does or does not disrupt the streetscape and is or is not appropriate to the district. I think the commission should be concerned about giving up rights and the ability to supersede local zoning regulations to protect and preserve the historic districts. I'd appreciate you reading this to the commission at the upcoming meeting, and if appropriate, add to the add to the minutes. Add to,
With all
I mean,
due
if he's
respect-
suggesting, I don't know how we would add this to the minutes. I mean,
With
Yeah.
all due respect, when Art said that, I did chime in and say that it was within our purview.
Yeah.
So that should be in the minutes. If Callum, sorry, my assistant is very unruly. So I did say on record that setbacks are in our purview, and I've said that a couple of times within several meetings. So maybe I missed that in the meeting minutes, but I did contradict Art saying that it's not within our purview.
It's just his opinion, so I'm not sure what the big deal is here.
Maybe because it's a misunderstanding of where our jurisdiction is. I don't know, but I did go on record to Dr. Backey's point, that it is within our purview and we certainly can comment on setbacks.
Yes. Okay. I do remember you saying that. I'm not sure if it shows up in the minutes or not.
I can't remember now. Let me see.
I can pull them up. Hang on a second.
So you missed the Smiths. So the candles are on. Do you want me to shut the candles off or you leave the candles on? You're gonna be here?
Is that Jim Bohan?
Yeah. I'm sorry if I missed this.
So that's September. Hmm.
I think it just said discussion ensued, as I recall.
Oh, here we go.
Get too many things open here. Hold on.
I have it
As
up
long
if you
as-
want me to read it.
I have
It
it
says,
right here. I'm just about to
there, Adam?
share it if I
Okay.
can. See that?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay.
So
It's back here. Okay.
I think the part that we're,
It's
it's farther
down
down.
below when we voted. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all the way down. There you go.
oh, I see.
It just says discussion continued or discussion ensued or something.
So that constitutes taking some-
Continued.
Okay. Okay, I would suggest that we put Mr. Backey's comments underneath Art's in response to it.
You can't add somebody's comments after the fact to meeting minutes that didn't happen at the meeting. I mean, I think we could amend the minutes to reflect what Darren said. But
Okay.
Backey's comments were after the fact. They weren't part of the meeting.
No, I think you're right. These need to reflect what happened at the meeting. I think if Sheila could review the video and include what Darren said,
Yeah.
I think that would be helpful. Sheila, do
We
you?
have to deny the motion to approve the minutes.
Yes, I think we can't approve them right now because we
Okay.
have to have them revised. Okay, so we'll vote on the minutes. All in favor of the motion for the minutes? Okay, all opposed?
Oh, I'm not voting.
Okay, abstentions. So the motion fails. The minutes do not pass, and we will revise them to reflect Mr. Backey's comments. And not Mr. Backey's comments, I'm sorry, Darren's comments. Okay. Chairman's report. We have no repairs this month. No violations. I did email the town attorney regarding the other violations. He has not gotten back to me yet. Um, Any comments on the handbook? Excuse me one second.
Just that Adam and I had talked about the different properties that have changed since the last edition of the handbook. And I'm not sure I'm the right person to take that on because I don't have the training to determine the style of homes and the architecture of the new homes that have been built in the district. And I think maybe someone else should do that.
Okay, I can take a look at it. I mean, if the inventory doesn't get completely updated, it's not the end of the world, but it'd be nice to have it updated. So I'll take a look at that first.
Thank
Maybe in
you.
the new year, we can actually get a new handbook.
Yeah.
So one of the things I was thinking about after attending that training in Westport was that we actually may want to pursue a grant and hire somebody to do the handbook for the simple fact that there's a couple, Old Post Road in particular, there's some very early districts here, and the study reports in the 60s and 70s weren't as descriptive as they are now. So they're very, very light on any description, on any particular character defining features. And it might behoove us to like really overhaul that section about why each particular district has been nominated, why it's been listed, what are the types of architecture that are super important, what are the characteristics that we see that are super important, and make this district a district. So, we could do this in-house, but there's certain things that I just don't have time to do anymore at the moment, but we could get it done in all in one shot if we just hire somebody.
I'm in favor of that. I think that's a great
Because I'm worried
idea.
it's just going to keep dragging on.
Training that we went to recently, and thanks Regina, because I listened. They talked about Westport doing a video handbook.
No, they didn't.
Did I read correctly?
They didn't.
Well,
Westport
the
put
web-
up a PDF. They don't have a physical handbook anymore. This is the first handbook that they did all online, and they basically told everyone there's no physical handbook anymore. They have to refer to the online version, which Fairfield's already done.
We're there. Same idea.
Yeah.
It's just a PDF online.
Yeah, Westport had been printing physical copies for everybody in every historic district up until 2010, I think, is when their last handbook was done. So this is the first time they've elected not to do that.
Okay.
Can I ask a question about hiring a consultant? Like,
Yeah.
do we have the authority? Do we have the money to just say like, we want to hire somebody?
Yeah, so
Grant.
Fairfield's a CLG. We basically have to fill out this this form to get a grant with the town, and the town will help us write a grant that goes up to SHPO. SHPO hopefully will approve it. We'll get, I think, $20,000 to go out to RFP, get somebody to bid on this project, and then we select from however many consultants apply. And then they'll just do it, and they get paid from this grant.
Hey guys, I gotta just interrupt for a second. I have to jump off this. I've got another appointment. So thank you very much. I'm sorry I had to leave early.
Okay, Chris, thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Bye.
Bye-bye.
It's Christmas.
So
Okay.
I'm happy to keep working on the handbook, but at this point, I've been on the commission like a year and a month, I think. And it's just, it's just going to keep dragging on, and I'm just worried that we're
Yeah.
missing things.
I think that's a good idea.
We'll also need to have to have documented the existing and proposed, because we have to, approve it in a public meeting.
Mhm. And the consultant should have the ability to overhaul the maps, which I don't think any one of us do
Right.
at the moment. I don't have the appropriate software to do that. And I would screw it up if I tried, frankly. So I think, just getting somebody just to do it might just behoove us at this point in time, instead of like these stop and stall, these
Work.
stalled moments. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we need to make a motion on that? Motion to write the grant, to hire the consultant to help us with the handbook?
That's a good question.
Do we need like a special committee to
We will.
put this
I
together,
believe.
basically?
Yeah.
So,
A handbook committee.
yeah.
And then they'll come back to the full commission and say, we're recommending A, B, and C be hired to do X, Y, and Z. And then the whole commission would vote on it.
Okay. Well, we're not going to form the committee tonight, so
No, but maybe can we put it on the next meeting agenda?
Yeah.
To discuss?
Yep.
Great.
okay, moving on. I do have I received a letter from Ann Cadis regarding the minutes from September. I guess I mistakenly named her as the person who made me aware of the violation, and she wants me to read her a letter rectifying that. To the commission, I send this letter with a request that it be read into the record during the December 2022 meeting. First, I request that the minutes and public record be corrected for the meeting of September 8th, 2022. And item number 2 of the violation section, it states that Mr. Claver received an email from Ann Cadis regarding a neighbor's Belgian block car pull-off. The owners were previously issued a violation, has not been removed, and the commission considered issuing a fine. Please correct the record to show that I never written an email regarding this property. The violation notice was sent by a different person. That person's name should be in the public record as having done so, not mine. Secondly, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Commissioner DeGrom for mentioning the respect of the public at the November meeting. As a private citizen who spent many hours over the last year attending HCC meetings and reading the HCC handbook regarding an issue about which I am not a named party nor a direct neighbor. In fact, I will not see this project for my property. I was disappointed that mine and others' public comments regarding what I view to be the preservation of the integrity of the historic district were characterized as just getting friends to sign a petition because we do not want a house built there. They don't want change when it comes down to it. This is not true. As we discussed by members of the commission, appropriateness is subject to a degree, and it is my position that each comment regarding appropriateness should be treated the same amount of respect. Thank you, Ann Cadis. It was Ann Jones who sent me the email, and I apologize. I did already apologize to Ann Cadis for the wrong identification of the email. Anyway, moving on to and we will, I guess, Sheila, we're going to have to update those that meeting minutes for September 8th to reflect the right person's name. Moving on, new business, the election of officers. Could we get a motion for various officers? Anyone?
What, do we just have to say we make a motion to open this discussion or just?
I think you make a motion to, I guess if you, I would make a motion for Rosina to remain the vice chair.
Okay, I make a motion for Rosina to remain the vice chair and Adam to remain the chairman.
Well, one at a time, I think to do one at a time.
Oh, okay, so I'll make a motion for Rosina to be vice chair.
Okay, do we have a second?
Sure.
George seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
You're muted, Rosina.
I'll make the motion for Darren to remain the clerk.
I'll second that. All in favor? Motion passes. Assuming Darren wants to be the clerk.
I don't feel like I have much of a choice.
You have a choice. You don't have to be if you don't want to.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I've already been taking the meeting minutes since October. Or not the minutes, but the COA stuff.
Motion for the chair, please.
I'll make a motion for Adam to remain chair.
I'll second.
All in favor? Okay, thank you. The last item on the agenda is to set the meeting dates for 2022.
Oh, let me grab these.
Hopefully there's no, I went through it, I didn't find any holidays or anything like that. Conflicting with our schedule.
Okay, I have them. These looked fine to me, so I make a motion to approve as submitted.
I'll second that.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? The meeting dates and filing deadlines and are approved. Any other business to address? Yes. Rick.
I just want to
Adam-
mention
Adam, was there
that
any-
I share,
Sorry, Rosina was talking. Go ahead,
go
Rosina.
ahead.
Adam, I just wanted to know if there was any feedback from the lawyer in the building on Old South.
No feedback as of yet.
Because we're still hearing some rumbles from people here who are not thrilled and looking for some.
Yeah, I understand. George, I'll let you know if I hear anything from the lawyer. I have nothing for you at the moment.
Regina, were you?
I just wanted to mention that I shared with everyone on the commission the Westport recorded seminar that three of us attended. I think it was very helpful, especially as they discussed windows that we have been kind of, I feel, having trouble with in the past few years here in Fairfield. And also we discussed new buildings in historic districts. So it might be helpful for everyone to sort of be on the same page if everyone can review that training. And perhaps, yes.
I tried to watch the presentation and it cuts out somewhere around additions.
George is the
help you with that.
expert.
You have to download it, view it from, it's, you download the whole thing, it's got the hour and a half.
Okay,
Regina, thank you.
okay. All right,
But it will be helpful because the questions we asked was about new builds. Both Preservation Connecticut and the State Historic Preservation officers basically agreed that as a commission, we had the right not to go with the 30 allowable that town planning and zoning requires. That as a commission, we need to be stakeholders of the historic district. So both that and the windows are fairly good discussions to hear. So just for future projects and thoughts.
okay.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but thank you for sending it because that night was a mess. I couldn't make it.
Okay,
Yeah, as a commission, I feel that we need to be a little bit more educated when different projects, not the typical cookie cutter project of this, that, a trim or something basic comes in front of us. So.
Yes, I also think that we should be looking at defining our setback thinking, or that about specific areas, and we could do some things in our handbook to fix or assist in that, and maybe suggesting that in the area, historic area on Old Post, that we're looking for a setback that's in 40 at 40 feet, as opposed to interpretation, which would also help somebody that's looking at building understanding kind of rules before they get into the dance, right?
This is why I was saying we should probably get a consultant to redefine the district, like not redefine the districts, but relook at the discussion of the districts in the handbook so that they can highlight those type of features, those characteristic features of each particular district that we have. Old Post being one, Greenfield Hill, another example.
You said that much nicer than I did. Thank you.
Yeah, that was all I needed to say. So.
okay. Thank you, Rosina. All right, hey, I think that's it. Need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
I'll second it.
Okay, yeah, a lot of seconds. In favor. We are adjourned. Thank you.